These are my Echeveria agavoides, Romeo, and everybody loves Romeo. What's not to love? Beautiful colors, nice and pink, and sometimes when it gets cold, like in autumn, it starts to go darker. It goes much pinkier and redder. This is the 4th of March. Here in Australia, it's already the start of autumn. But this Romeo pales in comparison to Echeveria agavoides Amestro. Hello there, my name is Liz, a self-confessed succulent addict. Welcome to my channel, Growing Succulents. So this Echeveria agavoides Amestro is grown out in open area. Around midday it does get a little bit of direct sun, but for the most part of the day this is growing in the shade, or should I say part shade. Amestro is very easy to grow as long as you have the right soil. So I planted this in my master succulent soil mix. There's a link below this video in the description box of how to make my master succulent soil mix. Most of the succulent sellers online that I've seen has got this plant. They're selling it at about $12, but good luck finding one available. Most of them are out of stock, but when they do come into stock, I see them put their prices up. In saying that, this plant is very easy to grow, so no matter what price it comes in, as long as it's of course not overly priced, then it's worth getting this plant. If they do become available, I would highly recommend getting it. And watering this one here, I have never ever watered this because we've been having, well, apart from when I first planted it in this pot, the soil was wet. And I left it for about a month before I soak it. And by the time it needs watering again, we've been having a lot of rain. So if left on their own, they don't really need much looking after, except of course you can see some dry leaves in the bottom there. That's the only time I take out my forceps and pull out the leaves. Okay. To clean it up. But just be careful, just in case there's a baby there, you're going to pull it out as well. So I've got a 1, a 2, a 3 plants that are growing in this pot. They all are babies from my beheaded mummy that I beheaded a couple of years ago. So I got one of my large Amestro beheaded, and it produced pups for me. And this pup here now, so it's been planted in this pot here for about a year, I'd say. And this pup now, you can see in the bottom there, is starting to grow its own pup as well. This is my big pot of Amestro that was babies from a mother that I beheaded a couple of years ago, and it has produced a lot of babies. So now these are my baby Amestro. And also, did you notice anything? Because I certainly noticed something. The smallest one of my Amestro is producing a baby. So that goes to show that, or it's probably telling me that, pull us out of here. We are headbutting each other. So please take us out. So all this Amestro will be pulled out from this pot. So I am going to take them all out and let them be, and let them have their own place. this is the head chop I've done last year in winter. I think end of autumn I've done them. But anyway, they're all grown. So there's 2 plants, 2 heads forming there. Also, the leaves that was taken off has got 1 baby. This one is, oh, look, another one. See? But out of these ones as well, I've taken some leaves from here and grown them here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So out of 1 plant, this Amestro, this one Many Amestro has now produced altogether 9 plants. Look how big this one is. It is huge. And this one is looking a bit pale because this is grown out in the open. So this gets more sun than this one here. So you can see the difference of the color. During summer, Amestro is best grown in the shade to have stronger color compared to this one that is grown in the sun. Also, the size of the pot has got a lot to do with it as well as far as coloring your Amestro. So the reason why this is sort of pale, because this is a very rich and thick and healthy soil mix pot. Well, it also has my master succulent soil mix, but the fact that it's grown in a bigger pot, that's why the plants has grown much bigger. Now, if you haven't got an Amestro, I highly recommend getting one, because this is one of those plants that I would put in my favorite list. Thank you very much for watching, and hope I'll see you on the next video. Can't believe this is so big. Huge Amestro. So if you'd like to have some big Amestro with less coloring but more bigger, then put them in a big pot. Otherwise, keep them in the small pot for a more concentrated coloring.